just because he was sure they were watching.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of lamenting about how there's not a lot of Iraqi analysts here in the U.S. in D.C. who are commenting on Iraq. And
Excuse me.
Exactly. Exactly.
I didn't say there were none. There's just not that many.
We're just teasing you.
If you disagree with,
Go ahead.
So what's something that a lot of American analysts of Iraq get wrong?
Almost everything.
Please share.
Yeah, there's lots of things they don't understand about the Iraqi community. There's lots of details that they don't know. The divisions, the sects in the country, how people think, how new generation thinks. Sometimes when the things that you study in media is in college or university, it's definitely not related to the things on the real on the ground, on the real life. So the problem is people here, some of them, they went to Iraq for a visit or something and they came back here and they think that they know everything about this country. No, Iraqis are unpredictable. You will never know what they're thinking of. You will never expect what they're going to do. Who expected this revolution? I bet if anyone expected that, including the analysts, including the people who are protesting now.
Including the Iraqi analysts.
Including the Iraqi. No one did. Because this generation is different. This generation, he thinks in another way. You will never expect what is he going to do. Did you see what did they do 2 days ago? They started to escalate the protest. They لحموا الباب مال الدوائر شنو؟
Oh, they welded the doors of the government offices so no one can go in.
So no one
Civil
can go in.
disobedience.
This is a creative way to prevent employees
Shut
from
down
going.
the government.
Yeah,
Basically.
and this generation, and this is why these militias are very scared, and this is why these politicians now, they don't know what to do with this generation, and they will never be able to control them, ever. And this generation will establish the real democracy for the Iraqis.
On that very sober and encouraging note, I'd like to conclude by saying those who are in the movie or TV industry, they always say that, or actors that they give interviews, that comedy is always harder than tragedy. So cracking jokes about, life-changing, very important events like what's going on in Iraq, and of course before the protest movement and the Shia militias and the challenge of corruption in Iraq, and then before that, ISIS and the challenge of ISIS, not only the security challenge, but also the model that they were presenting as an alternative to this corrupt system. And now moving forward, cracking jokes and being able to, lightheartedly educating the younger generation, web-connected, social media savvy Iraqis, while personally being under so much pressure, threats, and we got a glimpse of the kind of threats that come your way, and those are not, they're not joking, they're not kidding. So that's a testament, Ahmed, to your courage, and I hope that your fellowship at Yale University was an enriching experience.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I hope that your short time in the United States was also an opportunity for you to, because I think the fate of the two countries are bound together for better or for worse, so might as well be for better. So in the same way that your English episodes help explain what's going on in Iraq to an American audience, I think, I hope that this experience of being in America, interacting with different segments of the universities, think tanks, younger folks like this event, also help you do the reverse of explaining how the United States sees Iraq and the kind of relationship that the American people aspire to establish with the Iraqi people, and not necessarily this exclusive relationship that's all about honor, dignity, and fighting, and let's kill the enemy, but. Maybe it's time that Iraq becomes a boring country for once. A country that no one wants to invade and no one wants to, it doesn't make headlines, and just a normal country that has normal relationships with its neighbors both and makes friends with everyone and not just with one particular neighbor.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the Iraqi younger generation are protesting. And thank you for giving them voice so eloquently and so bravely. And thanks again for talking to us at the Washington Institute and for joining the Link event. And thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
That concludes our program today.